things I wish I knew before starting my degree apprenticeship. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 things I wish I knew before starting my degree apprenticeship, exactly what it says on the tin. Now, just before we start, introduce myself. My name's Owen. I'm a degree apprentice and I help degree apprentices. So let's get into the video. The first thing would be you can have a very vibrant social life. Okay, so I bring this up because this is a very common misconception that I see when people are doing the sort of university degree apprenticeship comparison, right? And the comparison is with university, you can have an amazing social life. With a degree apprenticeship, there's zero social life. Okay, and that's the first misconception I want to counter, and just something that I think would be useful to know before starting a degree apprenticeship, is that you can still have a very vibrant social life. Okay, so with university, of course, you're at university, you're away from home, you can stay up until 4 a.m. every single night. Okay, I'll give you that. With a degree apprenticeship, you're not going to be able to do that. Okay, because you have a job, you have to turn up to it Monday to Friday, right? You can't be up until 4 a.m. every single day, right? However, if we're willing to accept like that we're going to have to go to sleep a bit earlier than 4 a.m., you can still have a really good social life as a degree apprentice, okay? That's something that I want to quash there. Let me just give you some examples of the kind of social life you can have as a degree apprentice. Well, the first thing is your company is going to pay for literally socials. Your company is going to pay for things like paintballing, bowling, go-karting, like drinks, restaurants, all this sort of thing, Christmas parties. Your company pay for a whole ton of social events, which means you can get those social events there. Another thing is, what degree apprentices like to do is on weekends, we just go to our friends at university. This is something I've done quite a lot. It's just on the Friday evening, I'll hop on the train, then go to one of my friends at university, stay at their student accommodation for the weekend, and then come back on the Sunday. And then another thing is you have days holidays, which you can take to go see with your friends. So for example, this one here had a day's holiday, took it, and then we went and did like an escape room with my friends from secondary school. Right, this one took a day's holiday and we just climbed up this random mountain. Right, and then another thing is you're a full-time member of the university. You're going to make friends with the people in your class at university, the other degree apprentices. This is like a university sports tournament I went to. Although you are a degree apprentice, you still count as a full-time member of the university, which means you can take part in these social events. Okay, so this is the first thing I wanted to start with, things I wish I knew, is that you can have an amazing social life as a degree apprentice. Yes, it's not university, but I just want to get rid of that misconception that there's no social life, you're going to have no friends. If you do a degree apprenticeship, it's the complete opposite. You can have a really good social life and have loads of friends. Okay, so the next one is each company will give a different experience, okay? Every single degree apprenticeship was not made equal, okay? And this, I think, is just something to bear in mind as you're going through the application process or before you start, is that a lot of companies are going to have a different experience, okay? Companies will treat their degree apprentices differently. One company might give you loads of time to study. Other companies might not give you loads of time to study. Some companies can have really like good workloads, loads of exciting projects. This company's not going to have very good projects, okay? So it's important when you're going through the application process that it's not just about getting on an engineering degree apprenticeship or getting on a random technology degree apprenticeship or getting on a random finance degree apprenticeship. It's about making sure you're getting these degree apprenticeships with good companies where they're going to give you a good experience, okay? Where they care about your learning, when they're going to have a good workload and good projects, okay? So that's just something to bear in mind. Each company has a different experience with the sort of projects they're going to give you, with the amount of study days they're going to give you, with the amount of time off to revise they're going to give you. So you want to think about that and do your research, maybe message people on LinkedIn, see what people are saying online about these companies, read the reviews, because each company will give a different experience. Right, so one of the big things about degree apprenticeships is the workload. Okay, and you all know about the workload, because at the end of the day, you're doing a full-time job and studying for a university degree. Okay, so it makes sense that there's a big workload. You can just see some of these posts online about people saying they have to work weekends, evenings, heavy workload, expect to be adding 8 hours a week, all this sort of thing. Okay, this is what you're seeing a lot from online. And this can worry a few people, because people can be considering a degree apprenticeship, but then they see this and they're like, no, this workload's going to be too much. It's going to be too overwhelming. I don't want to do this. This is why I wanted to include that in this list as like another thing I wish I knew before starting, is that the workload can be managed. Okay, because this is sort of like, you could say scaremongering. Like you see this and it's like, whoa, I don't want to do a degree apprenticeship. And then suddenly like 50% of the people who read these posts don't want to do a degree apprenticeship anymore because it's been presented as like a massive workload, right? But the thing is, it can be managed if you approach it in the correct way. Okay, let me give you an example. In my first year as a degree apprentice, I've done zero work outside of working hours and university days. Okay, so all these people doing it in their evenings and weekends. Courses can be different for different courses, different companies, all this sort of thing. But me personally, I've managed to go through my degree apprenticeship doing zero work outside of working hours and university days. That means doing nothing in the evenings, nothing in the weekends. Okay, so that's just something I want you to think about. Is yes, it may seem online like a lot of people are sort of spreading this message of it's really difficult, loads and loads and loads of work. But I just wanted to sort of give you a bit of a message of positivity. In contrast to that, is that it can be managed if you approach it in the correct way, if you have the right productivity tasks, if you schedule things the right way, all this sort of thing. Okay, so I'll just interrupt this now for a quick plug. I do have a course that I've released recently called Managing Your Workload, Productivity and How to Excel in a Degree Apprenticeship. And it's to help people who are starting in their degree apprenticeship and they want help with things like managing their workload so they don't have to work in evenings and weekends, so you can excel in a degree apprenticeship, be getting pay rises and all that sort of thing. We've had some really good reviews of it so far. So if you're interested in this course, if you're interested in excelling in your degree apprenticeship, but you want to maintain your free time and you want to learn how to manage your workload, go and click the first link in the description. Okay, so moving on to the next one. You have a say in your development, okay? And now this is really strange because for the whole of secondary school, it's sort of you've been given a syllabus in your subjects, right? You've been given all the modules and you just have to do it. Okay, your teacher, the exam board, like AQA, they set up the modules, you have to do it. Okay, it's very different with the degree apprenticeship because in a lot of these companies, you have a say in your development. What that means is you can literally choose what sort of work you want to do or what you want to learn. Okay, so for example, I'm doing an engineering degree apprenticeship. There's lots of like areas of engineering I could specialize in. Like it could be writing reports, it could be like solving engineering problems, it could be doing like CAD drawings, computer design. At my company, I could choose which one of those I wanted to specialize in. I chose to specialize in like the technical stuff, so the CAD design software. Okay, but I could have specialized in other things. I could have specialized in health and safety if I want to, all this sort of thing. So this is like where degree apprenticeships have like this massive advantage over universities, because you can have a say in your development. You can choose to learn and do things which actually interest you. If you just go and do like the conventional university route, you're going to get given the university syllabus and you just sort of have to follow it no matter what, and you don't have any choices there. Right, and that university syllabus can be quite out of date. So, for example, engineering at university, they still don't teach CAD, like computer-aided design. That's how everything's designed these days. Like when people are designing a car, they don't draw it with pencil, do they? At like Mercedes and Red Bull. No, they're using software, computers, right? CAD. They don't teach that at university. And the problem with that is you have no say in your development. You just have to follow the university syllabus. They don't teach CAD. You don't get CAD experience. That's not very employable. Okay. In contrast, a degree apprenticeship, you have a say in your development. You can choose if you want. I want to specialize in CAD. I want to specialize in this. I want to do this. Oh, can I do this work? I want to do this kind of work. A lot of companies are very flexible. You'll have things like mid-year reviews, end-of-year reviews, where you can sort of set objectives, choose, I want to focus in this area this year. I want to focus on this area. I want to like move into this role. Can I have a secondment to this part of the business? You're going to have a say in your development, which gives you a lot of flexibility, and it's going to be able to improve your employability. And by the end of the degree apprenticeship, you are going to be way more employable than the average university graduate. Okay, so that's a really important thing to know, and I just thought I'd throw it in there because it's so weird compared to secondary school, where you've just sort of had to follow a set syllabus. In a degree apprenticeship with your company, you can sort of specialize in the things you want to, which means you can do what you enjoy, and you can also make sure you become as employable as possible for the end of your degree apprenticeship. And then the final one is it's okay to get stuck, okay? Because it is a big step up. You're going from secondary school to like the workplace doing a degree apprenticeship. If you're doing an engineering degree apprenticeship, you've probably never done engineering before. Like you might have done maths and physics A levels, but actually like engineering, you've never done. Okay. Similarly, if you're doing like a digital and technology solutions degree apprenticeship, you might never have done coding before. And all of a sudden you're going to have to do coding. It can be a bit of a leap. But this is what I want to just emphasize here, is that it's absolutely fine to get stuck. Okay, it's going to be difficult. All these companies know you're learning a lot of things for the first time. Okay, so on your degree apprenticeship, when you need to code something, they're not expecting you to be a master expert coder the whole, like, instantly. Okay, if the company's hiring some like 45-year-old senior software engineer, of course they're expecting that software engineer to know how to code, right? But what you have to understand is this is early careers. These are people coming straight out of secondary school. They know you basically know nothing. All you need to just show is a willingness to learn and a growth mindset. Okay, you need to be ready to go in on day one in your first year and just be ready to learn. Okay, so this is just something I wanted to emphasize. It's absolutely fine to get stuck. Okay, it's absolutely fine to struggle. It's just about, are you learning? Are you progressing? You don't have to be a master straight away. You're probably going to be like level 0, maybe level 1, maybe level 2. But it's just about progressing and getting better. It's absolutely fine to ask for help. Okay, you'll find in the workplace, everyone is really nice. Everyone's happy to answer your questions. Like, people enjoy answering your questions. Whenever you get stuck on something, rather than just spending like 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out like Now, obviously try and figure it out a bit yourself. But if you're completely stuck, rather than just sort of sitting there for 2 or 3 hours worrying and wasting time, just go and ask for someone's help. Literally, you could have a 2-minute conversation with them, and they'll like sort of, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is how you do it, and then they'll sort you out. Okay, people love just talking to you. People in the workplace are really nice. They're not like scary or anything. Just go and ask them for help. Absolutely fine to get stuck. Okay, well, there we go. So I've walked you through the 5 things I wish I knew before starting my degree apprenticeship. I hope that's helped you if you're starting a degree apprenticeship in September. And just again, just a final thing, if you are interested in my course on how to manage your workload and excel in a degree apprenticeship, go and click the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. See you in a bit.